see me? Can you hear me? Can you feel the love tonight? Where are you? Let's be having you. How's everyone doing? How's things? A very good year, good new year. Botrix has correctly joined the channel. Thank Christ for that. Hi Dad, who's that by? Hello Jess. How's me kidney doing? You keeping it good for me? Jackie, how you doing? How's things? You okay? You have a good new year? Jeez, that light is so hot, it's ridiculous. Oi, never mind, oi. All these lifts better be worth it. Better have a decent kidney at the end of it, yes. Hi from Liv. Hi back to Liv as well. And everyone else in Weatherspoons tonight. Not sponsored, but you know. How's it going? Everyone really happy in there, are they? That's my drink for the night anyway. A nice cup of tea. So how was everyone's new year? Was it fantastic? Mine was odd. Mine was very, very odd. From emergency dental work in the morning to a 3.5 hour stream in the evening. Not what I was expecting a couple of weeks ago at least. But it was enjoyable. Shattered, absolutely shattered still. Everyone's fine, just chilling. I'm jealous, proper jealous. Mind you, I've had a full year of not drinking, so I can't really be moaning, can I? I can't be jealous. I've actually done a good thing this year, or last year rather. And I don't want to end up back in hospital, so I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing. Being a good boy. Being a good taxi dad. That was a bit odd earlier on as well. I was dropping Jess off at the pub, which is weird in itself. But somebody lying in the road. Don't know if they were hit by a car or something, but did not look good. Or whoever it was is recovering well. Am I a chava? A what? The bleeding hell's a chava. It's like a chavvy father, keeping it lemon. Suck a lemon in your eyes, don't want what I say, it's gas, it's true. As Ian Brown once shouted. Jackie, you were in bed for 10 PM on New Year's Eve. Jeez. You probably did the right thing, to be honest with you. I know I started streaming at 8:30 and we were still going just after midnight and I was absolutely exhausted. But actually, as a New Year's Eve's go, it was a good one. It was a strange one, but it was good being able to spend a bit of time with some fantastic people. Nice and chilled, having a laugh. I enjoyed that, and I didn't get to see Jules Holland ruining people's songs. So I always say that's a good thing, a very, very beneficial thing, not seeing him boogie-woogieing and Ruby Turner phoning it in. Jess's mate asked what's his opinion on Fulham versus Everton Carabao Cup. I didn't get round to watching it. I seen the penalty shootout, but to be honest, this year it would have been nice to get to Wembley. But I think we need the points in the league a bit more. Although if we get relegated, I'll be happy to get out of that cesspit that is the Premier League. The cesspit that is the Premier League. Obviously, I don't want to get relegated, but it's horrible. There's something noble about the lower leagues. So I prefer watching Wrexham or Middlesbrough or something at the moment. But Fulham are a good side as well, actually. Obviously with Marco Silva, good ex-Everton manager there. He knows his stuff, and he normally plays some good football as well. Where's Kippers? He'll be around in a bit. He appeared on New Year's Eve. When I had to go and take a bathroom break, Kippers took over. Wasn't just a chair stream. Kippers was there. But he's going to appear fairly soon, I would have thought. When we have a look back at what people were doing on New Year's Eve. And when I say people, I mean Kippers and Horace and Jeff, obviously. People were a bit worried about him on New Year's Eve because I was slightly aggressive with him. I threw him to the floor. And then it has to be pointed out, it is only a stuffed teddy bear. But yeah, they were very protective of our Kippers, despite the fact that he's a bit of a foul-mouthed heathen. Which is ironic, really, because that's exactly what I am. So what you drinking in spoons, lad? What you're on? What's your tipple? Hiya, Mandy, you alright? Yeah, Jess, Jackie, Nick, Bot and the gang. You missed, the bot was connecting correctly, so he's in there. He was very quick today. Last couple of times he's been hanging round. I'm sure it's Jeff who's to blame for that. The evil blue bastard that he is. Oh, and guess what? I'm getting all kinds of notifications that I'm live again. As if being sat in front of a camera with massive light on me isn't enough to make me realise I am actually live at the moment. Plus I can see myself in several different places. Bears have feelings too now. Those bears can go and get stuffed, so to speak. I've looked after Kippers and Horace especially, for 50 years. So I'm allowed to have a go back at them. I've kept them warm. I've kept them dry. Not an eye, not a limb has gone missing. No emergency sewing work has had to be done. They've been looked after. Jeff, on the other hand, is a bastard lunatic. And I'm wondering whether he's going to start pushing buttons. And we know how that ends when he pushes buttons. Bedlam occurs, doesn't it? But everything looks like it's normal. For now. It's weird that with the timing. I did this on New Year's Eve as well. I looked up and thought, I'm late. No, I'm not late. I just started later than normal. So I didn't have to press any buttons until a bit later on. Yeah, Mandy, how was your Christmas and New Year? Quiet? The New Year wasn't overly quiet, was it? It was a good laugh in here on New Year's Eve. I did enjoy that. Like I say though, bloody knackered. So, I might have to change from Sunday, Tuesday to Sunday, Wednesday, like it used to be. Because the sort of 2-day turnaround it's a bit too much. I was tired yesterday and tired today, and then a couple of things have happened where it's just, where's the time gone? That's why I'm, again, late streaming today. Jackie, you still at your childhood teddy bear, 50 years old? That's Horace to me, man. Same thing. That was given to me when I was born in 73. And I think it was slightly older than me. Obviously it would have been because it had to be bought before it was given to me. But I've had that for 50 years. Never had to have an arm reattached. Never had to have an eye sewn back in. It's a little bit threadbare. But he's good. He's good as ours. He's not doing too bad considering. Yep, definitely got to take it easy. Mandy, you're double streaming, tablet and TV. See if you get double points. See if I get double watch hours. I got almost 30 hours the other night. I was delighted with that. Which means we're getting there slowly but very, very surely. We're also live on Twitch, of course. Let's see what it says here. Twitch says hi. Yep. So we're streaming to millions and millions of people with no bugger watching, because you can't get discovered on Twitch, can you? But I like the double streaming anyway. It's good to see. Need all those watch hours. 2024 is the year. This is the year. The subs have gone stupid the last couple of days. They're going to be very, very disappointed unless I start hammering the bear shorts again. Which sounds well dodgy, doesn't it? Yeah, keep chatting to earn points. Points do make potatoes. And at some point this year, I will be able to join the YouTube partnership program. And when I do, there will be memberships available, which everyone's going to get free of charge. But it means we'll be able to start absolutely slamming the potatoes into the chat. So if anyone does turn up, it's just going to be ninja potatoes absolutely everywhere. Bear or bear? Bear, Mandy. Just bear, not bear, bear. No one needs bear streams, fam. Know what I'm saying? So I have to open the window a wee bit. It's starting to get stupidly hot because that light that I've got on me is ridiculous. It's like having a second sun. And by sun I don't mean child, I mean, like, orangey globe in the sky. It has clarified it completely. B-E-A-R, Bearman. Not Bearman. But it's going to be a little bit different tonight as well. Just a little bit different. Not hugely, but just a little bit. Hadwig, goedenavond. Hoe gaat het met je? Ben je goed? That's Dutch, by the way, for anyone who's slightly confused. Jackie, yeah, it is warm here. I think it was 11 degrees Celsius when I dropped Jess off earlier on, but it has been absolutely pissing down for days, to the point where when I left to go and pick her up, it was just, again, I could barely see out the window, and when I got to hers, it was just a little bit of a light drizzle, which is strange the way the weather is in this place. But it does sound very, very typically English, doesn't it? A fairly warm winter, but non-stop bloody rain, and then at some point, end of January, beginning of February, we'll have a week or two where it's -5, and it's chaos. Alles goed hier? Yeah, good to hear. Good to hear. You didn't miss much on New Year's Eve. Well, apart from a 3.5 hour bloody stream. And like I said at the time, I have no idea how Kev managed to stay up till 5 o'clock in the morning last year. 22, 23. No idea. There's no way I could have done that. I finished up, I had 1 glass of alcohol-free red wine, and I just collapsed on the bed. Absolutely no way I could have stayed on for any longer. That was a long day, that though. Yeah, all the fireworks, cloud seeding, it'll rain for days. That's probably right, that. Because of course rain and snow and hail and ice and things, that all has to gravitate towards a speck of dust, a bit of dirt in the air, and it builds up from there, layer after layer. If you open up a hailstone, it's like a gobstopper. You've got a little central core which is around a piece of dirt, and then it's layer after layer after layer, which is what makes them pretty dangerous as well, because they're really strong. cloud seeding, which is not a conspiracy theory like chemtrails and all that weird stuff. So it is actual stuff. I've seen it done before. So you saw a lot of fireworks, had alcohol-free gin, and played Trivial Pursuit. What was the gin like? Any good? I might try that again this year. I tried it last year, and whichever one I bought was okay, but I don't think it was the right time. But next year it might be. The summer might be the time to get some alcohol-free gin. A little bit of cucumber in it or lemon. Loads of ice. Or, if you do drink gin, don't put ice in it. Get frozen fruit from the supermarket, berries and things, and throw them in. Because they're frozen, they're cold as well, and then when they do melt, or defrost rather, you can eat them. Right, so half were German, you Dutchies had an advantage. The Dutch always have an advantage over the Germans by being Dutch, not German. There you go. We used to live just down the road from Germany. Glanenbrug was on the border. That was about, I don't know, a 5-minute bike ride. It's far too close for comfort. There were a few fireworks tonight as well. Yes, that sounds about right for, well, the north of England, to be honest. Southport's like that as well. Someone's birthday, it lights up like World War IX. It's ridiculous. The hailstones thing, Jackie, there was a documentary on, I think it was the BBC. I'm sure Richard Hammond was involved, and it was all about really weird weather, how hurricanes start and all this kind of stuff. But he had a go at why hailstones can be so dangerous. And it is literally, there'll be a little bit of dust, a little bit of water goes round it, becomes a raindrop. The raindrop is too light to fall, so it goes back up into the air, freezes, comes back down, a layer of water goes round, goes back up, freezes, and it keeps doing that, up and down, new layer after new layer, like the rings of a tree around this ice. And eventually it becomes too heavy to go back up, and then ping, it comes down, and they really hurt because they've got layers in them, so they're laminated, and that they don't just ping apart when they hit you, they proper hurt. Ridiculous. So it was Seedlip. That's pretty expensive gin as well, isn't it? Despite the fact that it's alcohol free, I'll give that a go, you know. I forget which one I bought last time. Actually, I bought from Amazon, so I'll have a look again, but I'll try Seedlip. My mum likes a bit of gin as well. Might be just tempted to try and make her drink a bit of that rather than being on the ale. Right, you're drinking tonic water every day for leg cramps. The aftertaste is rank. That'll be quinine, which is fantastic for you. Good for the cramps. I meant to get hold of some of that myself as well, because I suffer badly from cramp at the moment. Cramp in the stroke leg especially is a horrible, horrible feeling. It's altered sensation, so it's hypersensitive and numb at the same time, and then getting a cramp, it's bedlam at 3 o'clock in the morning, trying to hop out of bed and no balance whatsoever. Add gin to the tonic. Well, you don't like gin, don't add gin to the tonic. You had the acorn one, right? Let's get on this now while we're here. Seedlip acorn, yep. Oh, I'm going to order some of that. The squirrel one, does it taste like actual squirrels? Oh, Jackie, you have levelled up, brilliant. We love people levelling up, don't we? The doctor advised you to. It's the quinine that's in it is it's good for combating malaria, which is why pink gin was de rigueur with the old what you got, the Indian Raj, the people, the Brits over in India used to love it. The hair one is good too. I might order a few things actually. Level 1, Jackie, we have got something called bot tricks. The more you chat, the more you level up. Which is why, if Kirsty was around, you'll see some bizarre things in the chat. She's been doing slidey finger writing. Mandy is top of the league. And everyone's got points and levels. It becomes quite addictive, to be honest with you. Bot points for chatting it. Tasted a bit citrus, not like squirrels. I would think squirrels taste a bit more like nuts. We've had this before, haven't we, on a stream? Squirrels, they taste like a combination of chicken and nuts. The poor squirrels when I was dropping my niece off. When I say poor squirrels, there was 2 of them and they were built, proper hench squirrels. And bouncing around everywhere. And then the 2 trees that they were running between got cut down. Turned up one day and we just sliced the ribbons. So these poor squirrels got nowhere to live. And then all of a sudden, they just appeared and they were in different trees. They were on people's fences. Very aggressive. Acorn, no, acorn's an eichel, isn't it? There you go, yeah. Which, by the way, for anyone who's not Dutch, calling someone an eichel is a bit like calling them a dickhead, isn't it? Bit of an idiot. You bent an eichel. I get called that quite a lot by my Dutch friends. One of which, in particular, who lives in Rotterdam, keeps calling me an eichel. But I like it. Steve, how you doing, mate? It's my fault. I was just sat round on the sofa like a complete half-wit and then thought, ooh, I'm missing something here. I was missing about 27 different things that I needed to do, including one of them was scheduling, so I didn't schedule it till about 7:15, which is why I only started at past. But you're here anyway, mate. Thank you very much. No one's late. We've had this before, haven't we? Nobody's ever late. If you turn up, you turn up. An eichel is also something else, yes. I would think so. Don't forget I was 12 when we left Netherlands. So I didn't learn all the proper language. Didn't learn all the adult language. Apart from kutding, obviously, and de referee's a hondelul. He, ha, hondelul. Used to sing that regularly in het Diekmanstadion in Enschede. Yeah, of course, lovely ladies, Jackie, lovely ladies. That's all we have in this stream, lovely ladies, apart from my daughter, obviously, was an absolute pain in the arse. You weren't early, that's a different matter altogether. You're not late, it's just, you weren't waiting outside, knocking on the door at 5 to 12, waiting for opening hours. Open the door, I'm waiting for a pint, lad. Gee, my tea's already cold. I made that for the 8 o'clock stream and then decided it was going to be 8:30. But I have had a really hot lemsip. Yes, how do we can teach me? I'll need to learn. I'll need to learn to be filthy in multiple languages. It's the first thing you do, isn't it, normally, when you go somewhere? Learn to swear. It's natural. And learn how to say, can I have 2 beers, please, in as many languages as possible. Even if there's only one of you. If you buy 2, you don't need to go back twice. I have hit, what did I hit on my streak? Oh, it doesn't tell me. 222, I think it was, on my Duolingo Dutch streak. 222 consecutive days. And I do feel like it is getting better. It's definitely improving. There's not as many skill pads at the moment, but there's lots of draag ik te veel kleren, which I think Duolingo's been a bit saucy. Swearing is the basis of any language. Of course it is, because if you hit your thumb with a hammer, you need to be able to free flow. Which I'm still convinced the New Notts Forest manager, Nuno Espirito Santo, that is a swear word. Portuguese carpenters, when they hit the thumb with a hammer, will scream at the top of their voice, Nuno Espirito Santo, you bastard. The rumours haven't started about Rooney being Everton manager yet. Because Stone Cold Steve Dyche, or Strep Guardiola, as he's known, he's doing okay. Eventually, at some point, Rooney will be considered for the manager's job. And at the moment, he's in the same camp as Frank Lampard, I think. Did well at Derby. Needs to go back down and... Well, I thought going to Birmingham would be a great... Oh, sorry, Mandy. Sorry. Football. Going to Birmingham would have been a great appointment for him. Go and learn your trade in a lower league. And then come back up and use your contacts and hopefully start improving. But the pair of them need to learn a bit more, I think. How can you wear too many clothes in winter? Tell Duolingo. I've got no idea, but they're getting a bit kinky that way, I think, at the moment. Has Dyche been accepted? I do believe he has. Because we've been doing okay, and he's seems to be the kind of person that we need at the moment. No nonsense. Scream and shout at them, get everyone worked up and motivated, including the fans. I think. But we need to start picking points up again. Definitely. Mandy, everything I do sounds like a set up for a joke. Yeah, when Steve turns up, the football chat begins. We're English males. This is that happens. You can sit around and talk about the weather. But if it's two fellas, automatically it's football, isn't it? Not every British man likes cricket, but at football, it's always a good in. And it happens everywhere we go in the world as well, actually. Everywhere I've been, they talk about football to you because England's where it was started off. We are ground zero for footy. Yeah, wouldn't expect anything less. There's no Strictly Come Dancing anymore, is there? There's no... What's Angela Rippon up to these days? We should try and make contact with her agent, see if she'll jump on the stream occasionally. To try and, have a little section to keep the lovely ladies happy. Angela. Yeah, it's weird at Duolingo, some of the things. It's very, very weird. But it works about structure of sentences, even if the subject doesn't make much sense. Learning how it all sticks together a bit more is great. Yep, had a week. Yeah, how's the hunt? Lego. How's Lego? Don't forget to hit the like. Everyone hit the like. Still the same. He was scared as hell at the new year. I'm not surprised. And you've got an appointment at the orthopaedic on Friday. Good. Let's hope he gets sorted. Poor sod. Horrible that. Just all these poor animals. And it's not even just one night of the year, like Mandy said. There's been fireworks there tonight. No one really gives a shit, do they? Doesn't matter what happens to the poor animals, little pets that we've got, who are shivering and shaking in fear. It's like I've not heard any tonight up here, but we will do eventually. I can see that. It always happens. And as if by magic, hi Nick, keep your 223-day Dutch streak going. I've never streaked in Dutch. Yeah, how'd Ruby get on with it, Steve? Bends in a place it shouldn't bend, so you think a fracture. Not all fractures show up on x-rays, do they? Which is horrible. Poor little sod. Well, not little Lizzie, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I wish to abandon them. Or do something. Stop having them going off like they sound like actual bombs going off, because they're too loud. On New Year's Eve, I mean, the windows are double glazed and they're quite good at keeping sound out. But the noise in here that I could hear was ridiculous. It's just good that I've got a dynamic mic which picks up my voice and not everything that's going on around me. Otherwise, it'd have been too much. Ruby barks at them. Yeah, having none of it. Oh, your dogs are going mad as well, Jackie. Isn't it horrible? It just really is. And again, it's us humans. As long as we're having fun, as long as we're happy, it doesn't really matter, does it? To hell with the consequences. We are a horrible, horrible thing. The world was doing all right, and then we turned up and have dragged things down to our level. Yeah, some cities there have banned fireworks, Rotterdam and Amsterdam, but there's no police available to enforce. So all it is just words, isn't it, really? No actions. People know they're not going to get pulled up for them, so just go out and do the same anyway. And everyone else has to suffer. Yeah, the police are busy with drunk people fighting and attacking first responders. I never get that one. I'm not a particularly violent person. And when I get drunk, or when I used to get drunk, I wouldn't get angry. I'd always be laughing. So I don't get why people want to go out and get aggressive. Aren't you supposed to be enjoying yourself? And if you enjoy fighting, go and take up boxing. You can actually do it and get paid for it. Or MMA. Anything like that. Go and do that instead. Yeah, if there's a whale ban, it would make it easier. But again, that's not going to happen because there's money to be made. And as soon as there's money to be made, you ain't stopping it. That's why alcohol, despite being far worse for you than like marijuana and stuff, alcohol is going to be left alone because it's a hugely taxed drug of choice for many people, and it makes money. Thought about the Benjamins, man. Yeah, it wouldn't be so bad if they were restricted to certain days, which they used to be, really, didn't they? You never hear much apart from in this country on the 5th of November, Guy Fawkes night, Bommy night. There'd be chaos for one night, and you can do something if you got animals who don't like it. But when it's all the time, it's just a pain in the arse. And it is restricted in Netherlands to 31st of December and the 1st of January. Yeah. But if it's only 2 days and people have got thousands of them stocked up, it will just, off you go. They will be hammering them, won't they? The farmer you watch on YouTube from Tarbuck said today 9 of the last 23 years have been the wettest on his records. Yeah, it's, global climate change. It affects different places in different ways, and we are getting much more wetter weather, considering we're a wet country anyway. There's been a lot more flooding over the last 20 odd years. Flash flooding in places where you wouldn't expect it. We need to watch out. We are on the tipping point. Drone light shows will take over eventually. They will if they carry on getting as good as they are, because some of them look stupid. Absolutely mental how good they look. And of course, they don't make any sound. You don't need to. You can play music if you want to. Musical drones instead. Jackie, believe the younger generations are becoming more violent. Not all, but some. Some of them are, because there's no end to it, is there? There's no when I was young, you'd have a straightener, you go out and there'd be a fight in the back of the street, and then once you'd finished, you'd shake hands and it was over and done with. Now it's just everyone's stabbing each other constantly and horrible. Nederland had the wettest year ever. That's mad, isn't it? I know just Belgium had a couple of problems with flooding a few years ago. in places they'd never seen it before. All of a sudden it was absolute chaos. Been like that for decades in the Netherlands. It's horrible that. So when I was there, it was such a laid-back country. People were always dead chill and sound. I know the football fans were a little bit over the top, but people like Utrecht and Den Haag fans were a bit crazy. But apart from that, they were all right. People were sound. Yeah, the driest summer as well, which means if you've got really dry summers and wet autumn, winter, you can't grow anything really. Well, you can if you're growing them in warehouses and greenhouses rather, which the Dutch do, but it's terrible. Yeah, the dragon drone, yeah, I've seen that. That looks fantastic. It's amazing what they can do. Yeah, the same, Jackie. Have a fight, shake hand and walk away, and that was the end of it. There'd be no more. I'm going to turn up at their house with 7 or 8 of my mates and carry it on and carry it on. The east of England normally receives less rain in a year than Jerusalem. Steve, is that you or Casper? Normally comes up with facts like that. Strange. It's mad that though. I suppose a lot of the east of England needs a lot of rain as well, because you do grow a hell of a lot of stuff there, don't you? There's lots of crops and what have you. So you do need the rain, but you don't need too much of it, because otherwise everything's ruined. Your hometown, Hadwick, is still in danger of flooding. They built the emergency dike just before Christmas. That's never happened before. Man, that's stupid, isn't it? You've got to be so careful there as well in the Netherlands, because most of it is flat as a billiard table. Once you start flooding, it's hard to get away from it. And yet we'll continue to pollute the atmosphere and ruin the climate, because again, it's all about money. Only ever about money. Only ever about money. County Armagh is called the Apple County for a reason, and you hate rain. It is gorgeous though. It really is. I love Northern Ireland. Strange how it's so close to where I am, and then I'd never been before until work said you needed to go over. All right, yeah. Not knowing what to expect, and we landed at Belfast International. Got a bus on the way back through all that lovely countryside. Stunning. And then went out with me mates after work. Had a good laugh in Belfast for a couple of weeks. I would like to go back to Northern Ireland at some point and have a proper look around, do the Giant's Causeway as everyone does, but it just looks like proper unspoiled country if you get out of the city. And I'm glad that we went into Belfast International rather than George Best in the centre, because we got to see a bit more of it. Yeah, if the soil's saturated with water, it's got nowhere to go. It can't drain away. And you've never been to Northern Ireland or Wales, you're missing out, Hadwick. You're missing out. 2 beautiful places. Northern Ireland, Wales, Scotland, Northern England, Norfolk, the East Coast. There's some lovely, lovely places. But again, people, like we said this the other day, people just have a habit of flying into London and thinking this is what the UK is. It's not. There's so much more to see. And I wish people would. Which I'm happy with the fact that when Spencer's coming over, he is going to London, but he's also making sure he goes to other places. But London, Scotland and Ireland, that's not bad going. That's a good start. You need to go to North Wales, definitely. Go to Snowdonia. That's it's absolutely beautiful. You can see a lot of North Wales from where I am. That's how close it is. No, it can't cost much to fly from Liverpool to Belfast. It doesn't, Steve. There's a huge amount of people fly back and forth, especially for the football of a weekend. Loads of people in the Northern Ireland area, not just Belfast, the whole of Northern Ireland, support Everton, Liverpool, Man United, Man City. So they're constantly flying back and forward. I think it might have been 30 odd quid last time I went, and it was a 25-minute flight. Fantastic, loved it. Only been to Wales once. It's there's loads of hidden places in Wales that once seen you can't forget. They're absolutely amazing. Loads of like the Horseshoe Falls and the falls at Llangollen and places. Gorgeous, really, really nice. Jackie, you've invited Spencer to a bed here. I think you mean here, don't you? Good. Make sure you show him around the place and show him exactly what Northern Ireland has to offer, because it is beautiful and full of some fantastic people. On like the first couple of days that we were there, me and my mate Dave, who was working with us, got talking to them, went out for a beer and what have you. And the phrase that was used that I loved was, "We get on with everyone apart from each other." I thought, yeah, I get that completely. Get religion and football out of the way, and it's just fantastic. Great people. Snowdonia sounds like a fairy tale land. It does, and it also looks like it at times. It's you could easily film a lot of. I think they do actually. They make a lot of films there, because it does look like a fairy tale place. Mist over the mountains, gorgeous. Very magical. Yeah. There are lots of myths and legends in North Wales. There are indeed. But it's similar to Scotland, Ireland, the ancient lands. England is as well. I mean, all you need to do is go to Stonehenge and you can see how old the place is, or you go to the standing stones in Scotland that were there 2,000 years before Stonehenge. You know, it's an old place. It's an old set of countries, and you can see it. It's not hidden. You just go out and it's there in front of you. Gorgeous. There's daily flights from Amsterdam to Norwich. Yeah, all right. Oh, your wife and her work colleagues spent a weekend in Amsterdam. It only took 40 minutes to fly there. It's that far away, isn't it? I think it took an hour for us to fly from Liverpool to Amsterdam. And you don't realise just how close it is. It is just literally, again, we're only talking on New Year's Eve about how lucky we are to live in Europe, where within the space of an hour or two on a flight or in a train, you could be in 7 or 8 different countries, each with their own cultures, their own languages, their own art, everything. It's brilliant. YouTube just shut down on you. Evil thing. Welcome back, Jackie. How do you flew from Eindhoven? It's much closer to you. It is, isn't it? Easier to get to. Willow was filmed in Arura, Snowdonia. Yeah, it is an amazing looking backdrop. Like I said, that Henry Turner, I'll have to find the video that he made, where he's in the middle of the place talking about, don't worry about filming or photographing places that everyone photographs. To do it for a reason. It's a massively popular place because it looks great. And as he's talking, the sky turned pink and there was mist coming over the mountains, and he was blown away about how good it looked. Jackie, only been to Amsterdam once. It was fantastic. I've only been once myself. Been to Schiphol a few times, but the actual city of Amsterdam, I went once, and I think I was about 10 or 11. So a lot of it was wasted on me as well, apart from standing in front of a sweet shop and thinking, oh, I want that. And then next door there was ladies in underwear. I think, no, now I'd rather have the sweets. Your sister lived in Amsterdam for 8 years. It's a fantastic city. Obviously, like most big cities, it can be dangerous, but it's also full of so much history and beauty. It was fantastic. First night was filmed around Porthmadog. I did not know that. The Fondle Park is nice in summer, and great museums. Yep, they are. It's some amazing places. Hugely important places as well. The Rijksmuseum and the Anne Frank Museum and places like that. They are just an hour away or 40 minutes away if you live where Steve does. Really important places that you can go and watch. Go and see history, proper history. And if you like your art, there's not many better cities in Europe to go to than Amsterdam. Absolutely superb. The Van Gogh Museum as well. Not Van Gogh. No such thing as Van Gogh. Apart from if you're telling someone in a transit to piss off. The Dark Hedges was filmed over there, was it, in Northern Ireland? It's beautiful, isn't it? Just there's so many gorgeous places to film. Loads of stuff's done in Liverpool because it can look like New York or Chicago in the 1920s, or it can look like Russia. So there's always films getting made. I love seeing stuff like that. Willow was your favourite film when you were a kind, Hadwig? Very nice. I froze on your tablet but kept going on your TV. That's what it's all about. Stamina. It is a bit disconcerting, my face, wherever you look. Welcome to my world. I can't walk past the mirror without wanting to punch it to bits. A few years ago, your housing executive went to Amsterdam to do a survey of some of the amazing architecture. It is a very unique place. The Netherlands is hugely unique. There are some houses round here, which I'll have to go and find them, which do look very Dutch. And I don't know why they do. I don't know if whoever built them and designed them was Dutch or went over there and thought that would look well over here, but they do. They remind me so much of living there. So, yeah, I love the architecture. Brilliant. Amsterdam especially, with some of the really thin, tall houses, all different colours. Stunning. Het Vincent van Gogh Museum is surprisingly beautiful. I can imagine. Didn't manage to get in there at the time, but I want to go in. That's somewhere I need to go. I love his artwork anyway. And obviously one of the greatest artists in history. Why would you not want to go and see that? Yeah, Jackie, are you on Instagram? You are, but you're not sure how to use it really well. I think you'll be taught how to use it pretty well. You need to join the RDA. The Ring Dinkers Anonymous. Lots of stuff happens there. Lots of stuff. Yeah, there you go. Hadwig didn't know how to use it a year ago, and now it's they're on there constantly. There's loads of really good connections on there. It can get a bit much at times, which is why you have to turn the notifications off, because otherwise your phone just explodes. But it is great. The Dutch and the English have a long mutual history. We do. Two massive superpowers, world superpowers. So we've had wars against each other, but we've also worked together for a long time as well. Huge amount of respect between the two, as is normally the case. Oh. No idea how to use other names. Stick with what you know, Jackie. Stick with what you know. Much better. You loved the Doctor Who Van Gogh episode. Again, never seen that one, obviously. But I like the idea of that. Stay away. Run. Now, get on Instagram, but do not upset Russians. That is the main thing. Don't piss the Russians off. You're not old, Jackie, bloody hell. I'm 50. I'm on it. Mind you, I am cool, like, I'm down with the kids. Know what I mean? You've never seen Doctor Who. It's It is now a global thing, but for people of our age especially, it was very much that growing up in the 60s, 70s, more than later, Doctor Who was a massive thing. So most of us have grown up with it, but it has suddenly exploded. Just watch that episode. Yeah, good place to start. If you're going to start with Doctor Who, start with the Van Gogh episode. You're older than me, it doesn't matter. Steve, I haven't had a look at that channel yet. I looked through I've added him, I've subscribed to his channel, and I had a look through what was on there, but like I say, the last couple of days I've just been a little bit chaosy. Is chaosy even a word? But I love the look of the videos that he makes, so at some point in the next day or two, I'm going to have a little bit of spare time, and I'm going to start watching through some of them, because it looks fantastic. I love anything like that. Places where I've never been, places that I might not get to because Norwich is a hell of a place to get to from Liverpool, as, funnily enough, Liverpool is from Norwich. And Norfolk, not just Norwich, sorry. But being able to have a look at places that I can't really get to. I mean, I can drive to, say, Yorkshire Dales, Lake District, anything like that, within an hour and a half. Norfolk I can't, so I'll be able to have a good look, I think. And maybe even be tempted to get in the whip and drive down there. You never know. Once I'm a bit more used to driving, I think. Yep, find the episode number and how we can have a look at that and see what it's like. It is a massive part of the UK kind of culture thing. I think, you know, it's especially growing up, everyone has their favourite doctor. That's how ingrained in the culture it is for us. Not necessarily people arguing about it, but there's always, well, I think he's better than him because, you know, you can have a decent conversation and chat about it. Yes, Steve lives in Norfolk. It's fantastic, a gorgeous part of the country. Very flat, very flat. Same as Netherlands. Yeah, Tom Baker, got to be my favourite as well, without a shadow of a doubt. Not just because he's a Scouser either, but, you know, those mad eyes, the big curly hair, his booming voice. He genuinely seems a little bit tapped in the head at times, but I like that. I like a bit of lunacy. How many doctors are there, Mandy? Go on, you let us know. There's 6 million. It's not completely flat, but it's nicely flat, isn't it, compared to like in Snowdonia for an example. Tom Baker and Matt Smith. Good footballer, Matt Smith. Your two favourites, an OG and a new. Yeah, have you got microwaves and running water yet? Poppity pings. Have you got poppity pings? You met Tom Baker in a garden centre in East Sussex. That sounds so Tom Baker. That's the kind of place where you would meet him, wouldn't it? It'd have to be somewhere just random, very random. It wouldn't be at a theatre. Wouldn't be outside the BBC in London. Garden centre in East Sussex. Didn't Vic Reeves, he bought his house, didn't he? Bought the house off Tom Baker. And the story that he tells about it, he said Tom Baker's as crazy as you would expect. Has there been 15, has there? 15 doctors. I knew we were up to... Alright, so it depends how many times you count David Tennant. Count him once. He might have appeared a few different times, but he's still the same doctor. And I am aware of the fact that when I say doctor, it doesn't sound like Doctor Who. It sounds like the Dutch daughter. Dat is mijn dochter. Yes, is mijn dochter. Ik heb geen zoon, maar ik heb een dochter. John Baker looks old now, yeah. Well, he is, isn't he, really? Still a fantastic doctor, and also brilliant as Redbeard Rum in Blackadder. Jackie, you have levelled up to level 2. Look at that. 2 levels in one stream. What more can you ask for? What more can you ask for? Jackie quite fancies David Tennant. I can't see it myself. Why do people like that handsome, articulate, charismatic young man? Yeah. He is good. I like him, actually. He's a funny lad. Trust the BBC to screw about with it, as always. If it's not fixed, don't break it. That's the way they look at it anyway, isn't it? He's technically regenerated into that face 3 times. So I did not know that. I was going to say, tonight is going to be slightly different to the normal ones. Instead of the crew having their usual little sections, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at what they got up to on New Year's Eve, if that's okay with you lot. Starting with, if the buttons work, of course. Tales from the Crypt with Jeff. What did Jeff get up to on New Year's Eve? Oh, right, there you go. Jeff was watching my live stream on New Year's Eve and obviously didn't like it. Obviously, get off your shite. Well, I don't think that's particularly helpful. It's not constructive, Jeff. I don't like that. Not nice. Not very thoughtful. Bang out of order. I don't know who he thinks he is, speaking to me like that. It's only because he's jealous. He's pissed off because apparently I am the name behind the stream, and he thinks he's the talent. You know, like in the hair there, Mandy. Yeah, he is a handsome devil actually. His cheekbones weren't showing as well that time, but there are occasions where Jeff he scrubs up rather well, doesn't he? David Tennant married a Doctor Who daughter. He did indeed. Was it Peter Davison and Sandra Dickinson? They had a kid, Georgia. Was Sandra Dickinson in? I think she was in Doctor Who as well, wasn't she? I know she was in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. The blonde American woman with the high-pitched voice who used to play the blonde American woman with a high-pitched voice. She wasn't typecast. I have a good memory, Jackie, have I? Do you know what? I have and I haven't. I can remember stupid facts about absolutely nothing. I can remember phone numbers from when we lived in Middlesbrough, but I can't remember where I parked my car, and it's there. You know, I can't remember things that I need to know. I can bump into someone that I've known for 30 years and have been one of my best mates, and I can't remember the name. So it's just all over the place. But that's the problem with having a stroke. Your brain changes slightly. But I was never good with names beforehand, but I'm bloody awful now. Things like that, though, I can remember. Yeah, Georgina. It is, yeah, Sandra Dickinson, Peter Davison and Sandra Dickinson. And I didn't realise that until about 3 or 4 years ago, at which point I went, yeah, it makes perfect sense. We'd make a decent pub quiz team. I've always been pretty good at pub quiz teams. We used to have a quiz in the pub that we run, and I was pretty good at that as well. How do you have that problem even without a stroke? Be thankful. Have the problem, don't have the stroke, please. You know, I'd rather have a bad memory than an arm that doesn't work. Oof, that's not good. That needs more. I need to scrunch that round a bit later, I think. It's making weird noises. She played the doctor's daughter in an episode as well. Ooh. Lots of little Easter eggs thrown in there, then, yeah. It's a very Easter eggy kind of show, isn't it, Doctor Who? Loads of mad stuff that goes on in there. Here we go, goch. Jeff, what? Oh, is he trying to crawl around Mandy now, is he? Trying to go all North Wales, trying to be hip and what have you. So it's not names or sports you're in. Yeah, Mandy, sound. You can take care of the music, apart from names. You know a lot of shit according to Helen. I'm pretty sure that's the same with every married couple. The women will always say to fellas, no, shite and nothing else. Oh, Jackie, you must have been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Horrible that. It's a horrible, horrible disease. It's just, yeah, watching the memory go must be devastating. Gotta hope that there's some kind of cure for it as soon as possible, because it's just not nice to see, is it? Yeah, seeing someone fade away, that's exactly what it's like, isn't it? Seeing someone's light diminish. Oh, not good. Yeah, nice polite way of saying you're talking shite. It's a very thoughtful kind of way, isn't it? I'm convinced I've got all that to look forward to as well. I've been pretty positive for the last 15, 16 months, but occasionally there is a time when I'll wake up and think, oh, I know I'm going to get something else fairly soon, and I need to just have a word with myself occasionally. Just behave yourself. You're all right at the moment. If something happens in the future, let it happen and deal with it at that point. Don't start worrying about it. I know it's horrible, like, isn't it? But we're finding cures for all kinds of stuff, so, you know, hopefully we'll get there soon as well. Yeah, no wonder my tea is cold. It is the wrong mug. See, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place in as much as that goes cold. The thermos flasky mug stays ridiculously hot to the point where I can't even drink it. So I need to find an in-between. What I should do really is I should have that with me muggety tea and then just pour it in and let it go a little bit cool. Jackie, you wish I had men's uncanny ability to switch off. It is a blessing and a curse. Genuinely. It's good at times because I find that I can compartmentalise things and occasionally just completely switch when I need to protect myself. I don't know if that's the right way of saying it. I need to just completely switch off, disappear into my own head, put music on, and then the world doesn't exist, even just 5 minutes. And it's a bit like having a reset, which I like the fact that we can do that. Not everyone can. But it is handy. Although I do have days as well, not as much as I used to, where I feel completely disconnected from life, which is a strange feeling. I'll be sat on the train looking around thinking, I'm not even here. I'm watching myself, I'm somewhere else. It's bizarre. Van Gogh means from Gogh, which is a town in Germany. Yeah. still can't get over Van Gogh. Shite. Call him anything, don't call him Van Gogh. You've got DDD and days you feel the same. Yep, I can imagine. You were listening to Lena Martell yesterday. There's a name from the past. That's the one I'm thinking of, is it? Or am I losing the plot? See, as soon as you mention it, my memory's great, I can't remember things. Typical. My notification goes mental on days like this. From the 70s, I thought so, but then just started to doubt myself. I need to have a look at it now, don't I? Refresh myself. Yes, of course. I remember. Yeah, one day at a time. That's the one. I'm sure I've seen that on Top of the Pops. Yeah, one day at a time. That is, isn't it? Yeah. Which is not bad advice at all. One day at a time. Did we hear from Lizzie over Christmas? I got a message on, was it New Year's Eve? Just wishing happy 2024. So, she's still around. I'll have to drag her back into the RDA slowly. She did appear, didn't she, in the RDA a couple of times over Christmas as well. So she's not disappeared completely. Hopefully 24 will be a better year for her and the family as well. You can picture her face, but you're not sure if you're mixing her up with the poet. Which poet? This is the problem that we're going to get now. Pam Ayres. There's a little bit, just a little bit Pam Ayres-y in some of these pictures. Right, you spoke with Lizzie a few times last week. Had a week? Good. Hopefully she'll be back to her old self fairly soon. We want everyone in the community to be doing well and thriving. Everyone's families to be doing well. Spread the positivity. It's going to 24 is going to be a good year. We're going to make it a good year, aren't we? Spread the positivity. Good vibes all over the place. Yeah, Lizzie's still feeling a bit unwell. Still worries a lot about her boys. Yeah, I know she was getting a bit stressed out about the boys, wasn't she? Which, understandable, completely understandable. Anyone who's had kids know that just anything can happen at the sort of the drop of a hat, and all of a sudden you start panicking about what's happening with them. And wanting to, if they're feeling unwell, so I'd rather be unwell than them. I'd rather take the pain and the sickness suggest than have to go through it. So that's what we're like. Yeah, whoever speaks to Lizzie next, send on Steve's regards as well. We should. And so we had a really good community for stuff like that, looking after each other. I know I've felt for the last 15, 16 months where I've needed a little bit of a boost, a bit of a pick-me-up. There's always been someone who's willing to just say something nice on a video or send a message, so it's been fantastic. There's always people there. Very, very grateful for it as well. And there have been times where I've maybe been a bit lacking in energy as much as anything else. And then 20 minutes of talking in the RDA and having a laugh and chatting shit, and I'm back to normal. Works wonders. Same as getting nice messages on videos that you post. It's always good to see that interaction. Much, much appreciated. And means a hell of a lot more than the negative ones that you'd occasionally get. Some people are a little bit nasty and you think, what's the point in doing that? And then you look below it and then there's about 4 or 5 messages off people in the community and you think, yeah, that's what it's more about, isn't it? Looking after each other. Instead of some dickhead sat in his mum's basement miles away, just trying to be edgy for no reason. Up the workers. Should we have a look what Kipper's got up to on New Year's Eve? What do we reckon?
But Kipper's Vindaloo can't be good for you.
Right, what did he get up to? I want to know these things. Alright, Kipper's joined the Sugar Babes. I did not know that. Is that on Jules Holland? Kippers, you were with me. You appeared on the stream. Oh, wait, hang on. So it's filmed in September, is it? I didn't realise you were in the Sugar Babes. Kippers, man, you've got back there as well. Know that? Kippers got back. But to be fair... Who's not been in the Sugar Babes? It's the same as the Fall. Anybody in Manchester has appeared in the Fall at one point. Yep, still picking up subs at a good rate. It's strange, surprise really. Ignore the haters. Yeah, that's the plan. Years of working behind the bar, as you'll know yourself, working behind the bar or working in pubs and clubs and what have you. You've got to have a thick skin, otherwise you'll never survive. Yeah, Jackie, it's a fantastic idea that take the occasional week or a few weeks break from YouTube, otherwise you do get far too invested in things and it's difficult to get out of. It's just, there's that much on there, so much content that you can, one video, click on the next, before you know where you are. Half the day's gone, nothing's been done. And the bin's still full, and the bin men have gone, weird shit like that, so got to be careful. Pretty much why I try and set up playlists. Watch next, and I'll put whichever ones in I want to watch. Try and work my way through it slowly. But I tend to get... I'll be sat there for 4 or 5 hours watching car fixing videos or photography videos and stuff. Or I'm obsessed with lights, obviously there's lights everywhere. I'll sit and watch 9 hours of lights, lighting techniques and things to buy. Why I've not learned anything. Well, I've learned a few things, but what a pointless waste of time that was. And then look at Amazon and I've spent like 300 quid on lights or something stupid. It's just the way it happens, isn't it? Mandy, yes. Oh yeah, you're right, Jackie. Life is full of assholes. It is, unfortunately. Which is why, like this, if you find nice people, make the most of them. Cherish them. It's great when you find good people, because there are too many absolute dickheads out there who are trying their best to make life horrible for you. Go with the positivity. Kippers, yeah. Steve Kippers was looking fairly curvy there. I think whoever stuffed him put the stuffing in the right place. Yeah, all downhill from there. Once you join the Sugar Babes, that's it. You'll be opening supermarkets in random towns, Rochdale and, Skegness and what have you. Sounds like you, Jack. Yeah, it is, and it's just so easy. Before you know where you are, things that you're supposed to do that actually make a difference in life haven't been done, but you've spent hours and hours on YouTube. The only thing that you should do when it comes to YouTube is just constantly watch my videos. That'll be sound. That'll be sound. You'll learn loads, honest. You better now. You only do this live and the ETS 21 lives. Yeah, well, it's some things suit, some things don't. I think, Steve, we suit you better, and you suit this stream better. I think anyway. This is where it is, man. This is where it's all about. Lockdown, it was gardening and carpet cleaning for you. Thank God you found the boys. Carpet cleaning, well, Jess won't still be on here now because now she'll be doing Jaeger bombs and whatever shit she's doing. Jess is absolutely obsessed with carpet cleaning videos. And she used to sit next to me on the sofa and put the same thing hour after hour after hour. It'd be carpet cleaning videos, and why on earth are you watching that rubbish? And then I find myself like an hour later, not even looked at the telly, and watching that on her screen. Mad. You found a shopping centre gift card today. Straight away you handed it in. Half an hour later your mum dropped the purse and a kind man stopped and handed it to her. Jackie, that is karma in action. That's exactly what you need to do. Good things happen to good people is what people say in theory. I think positivity does breed positivity. And that's the way we should do. Be honest, be kind, be sincere, be yourself, and more like that, and the world would be a better place, wouldn't it? I think anyway. We need more of that. Positivity breeds positivity as well, which is why I try and speak to Jess about stuff like that. It's about how nice having someone be thankful for how you are, how good that feels. When someone takes the time just to say thank you and is genuinely appreciative of what you do for them, I think that's fantastic. Watching videos, not actually gardening and carpet cleaning. Yeah, I got that one, Mandy. Yeah, I got that. But it is ridiculously. I mean, I'm the same with car cleaning. Some of those ridiculously filthy cars that look like they've been parked in the bottom of a swamp for 6 years. Seeing someone clean them up and then by the end of it, it's gleaming. I can watch that for hour after hour as well. It's just amazing. Jackie, you sometimes tune in, but you don't partake because you can find them overwhelming. Mandy said the same thing in the chat the other day. Once is it over 20? You said, Mandy. Once it's over 20 people in there, it just ends up being a bit like the Matrix, isn't it? Just you have a look and the chat is just flowing around. There's words and letters and numbers and symbols, and makes no sense. Can't see what's going on. It does get a bit too much. And I've seen some live streams where you can see a couple of letters starting to get typed and then it disappears because it's refreshing too quickly. I know there's a setting you can put in where it holds the chat for so many seconds, but obviously you don't need that when you've got a smaller stream. It does get crazy. Yeah, it is karma. Good vibes, man. Goodness brings goodness, as it should do. Feel free to clean your car anytime. If I lived down the road and I had 2 working hands, I'd be quite happy to clean your car for you. I quite like cleaning cars. Detailing. I've got all the stuff, the detailing brushes, citrus pre-wash, all that stuff. I quite like doing it. And yet, for the first time, I think my last 3 cars I've washed about 5 times between them. And this one, I go and wash every week or every 2 weeks. I take it to the Polish lads, who are very good at what they do, and good lads as well. Get them to jet wash it. Yeah, the carpet cleaning videos are very therapeutic. And it's bizarre seeing just how they don't look that dirty to begin with, some of them, and then you have a look at what come out of them, you think, oh my word, that is minging. Yeah, anything over 20 people, you climb right up. Understandable, because it just goes a little bit crazy, doesn't it? Jackie, you bought a car on the 27th of November and you're changing it on Friday. Obviously, not that good. Not to your satisfaction. Got to be happy with your car. Got to make sure you're absolutely happy and satisfied, otherwise it'll be horrible. It's horrific to live with a car that you don't like. Daniel, how you doing, mate? How's things? Have a good New Year. Yeah, what kind of car? Tell us what kind of car. Tell us. We need to know these things. Yeah, which is why this is good. It's like the early days on Kevs. I'm quite happy with that, because that's exactly the kind of thing that I used to like as well. Just the sort of the gang together, just relaxing and chilling, as it should be. I've said plenty of times, I can't go and have a beer with me mates in the pub like I used to do. So I miss that social side of things. This is as near as I can get. I love this. And I wish more people would do it as well. I've got mates who struggle at times, and I think just get yourself on YouTube, build yourself a community, do your live streams, you'll be so much happier for doing it. Changing the colour, same car, different colour. What colour was it? What colour are you going for? Oh, we need to know this. Oh, well, yeah, looking forward to tomorrow. Good stuff. What's happening tomorrow? What's the big occurrence? Orange, you want orange, right? Orange in Northern Ireland. Yeah. Brave choice, I think that one. It's blue. What car have you got? Orange. It's gonna have to, not many cars suit orange. This is gonna have to be something that really does suit it, I think. Volkswagen Beetles don't look bad in orange. A lot of Volkswagens actually look pretty good in orange. Yeah, if it's orange, just move to the Netherlands during the World Cup. It's you will go down a street over there, orange car. Hup oranje. Yeah, I say when we worked over in Belfast, we had to make sure that I said to my mate as we were going over there, don't wear anything green, don't wear anything orange, don't wear any. You can't wear footy shirts anyway, but nothing green, nothing orange. And then when we got there, I realised we have to wear your pass around your neck. My lanyard was orange, his lanyard was green. It was like, oh man, what's going on here? Botox doesn't fancy you like everyone else. Daniel, he does. He's just a pain in the arse. Yeah, Jackie's levelled up a couple of times today. It's a sporty Renault Clio, right? Well, that will look superb in orange, to be fair. I like the sporty Clio. Was it the Clio Cup? They are nice cars then. I see you kippers shaking that ass. Yeah, hump day. That's exactly why you like it. Yep. Although it doesn't mean much to me anymore that, hump day and Wednesday and whatever, because Thursday and Friday can be hectic or nothing can happen. and then Monday and Tuesday can be quiet. So it's just ends up being another day in the middle of the week, depending on how busy work is. Hopefully tomorrow it'll be a little bit busier. I like getting my head down and getting some stuff done and work. Makes the day go a little bit quicker. RS line, right? Yeah. So it's it'll be the sport, the sporty, the RS rally sports, isn't it? The nice the Clios. They've got 4 or 5 different versions. I think there's the Cup version. They race them. They do a 1 mark race, which is all Renault Clios, and lots of very good drivers have started off in places like that. Karting, Formula Ford, Clio Cup, Porsche, and then onto like Formula One testing and whatever. They are great cars. Just not suitable for me at the moment. I'm all about leaning back with the automatic and just nicely chilling. Although if the lottery comes in tonight, I might have to go and buy myself an S-Class or an E-Class, a massive, massive long Mercedes. So my daughter and the mates can go into lifts in the morning. Fit an entire squad in one car. How large is the boot? I don't think you'd be able to fit any hay bales in there, Hadwig. So your last car was orange and your mum recognises an orange car. That is as good a reason as any to get yourself an orange car. Fair play. And like I say, not a lot of cars suit being orange, but the Clio I think does. It's that kind of car. It's very, very fun and sporty cars. I like them. Would it be an RS line as well? You'd be sound. Not posh, no. I've got a Mercedes at the moment, which is it's only a C-Class, but I have to drive an automatic rather, because I can't use my left hand. So thought, why not get myself something that's a little bit more comfortable than the usual shit boxes that I drive. So I got that, and I'm glad I did. It's handy. I've had to do loads of driving this year. Normally, I'd only do about 3,000 or 4,000 miles a year, just little trips back and forward here and there. Most of me travelling will be done by train, whereas I've already done over 5,000, and I've got 4 months left on my insurance before I have to start again. Steve got an ST line Ford Cougar, orangey bronze with black alloys, trim and windows. Ooh, very nice. Ford STs, any STs are really good, aren't they? They're the same thing. Ford have got the RS and the ST. Very sporty. Hedwig's got a little trailer. Or for your hay and stuff, that's fair enough if the boot's full. In that case, you'd get away with having a smaller car as long as you've got a decent trailer. My mate used to have a trailer that when I did the work for him, would always be behind his car. And it was just, I don't know how people drive with those things, especially full of bricks and what have you. Just crazy. And he could reverse it without crashing, which I always thought was fantastic. What does ST stand for? Sports Technologies, it stands for. Because you've got the RS line as well, which is the Rally Sport. ST, Sport Technology. The Focus ST is a superb car. That's one of those regularly stolen cars because they're ridiculously quick and drive fast. Cougar, my dad's mate's got a Cougar. I love that. It's a really, really nice car, that. Automatic as well. Jackie's got a dolly trolley. Very nice. Problem is fitting 2 dogs, yep. Which 2 dogs, of course, is a place in Liverpool. Well, a place outside of Liverpool called Huyton. Because it's rough. It's nicknamed 2 dogs, as in 2 dogs fighting. Huyton. You don't want to go to Huyton. My mate's from Huyton, and she moved to the Isle of Man to get away from the place. Jeez. One goes in the boot and the other goes in the back seat. And then beyond that, you haven't got much space left, have you? Especially if there's bales of hay everywhere. Or you're bringing a pig back or something mad. Four wheels, 57 litres, and holds loads of groceries. Jackie, what more can you ask for? What more can you ask for? Hasn't the price of fuel gone down as well? I took mine out a couple of days before Christmas, I think it was. Christmas Eve, actually. Christmas Eve. Thinking that my daughter was doing the Christmas markets in Liverpool. So if she gets stuck, I'm going to have to go and pick her up. I'll need to go and make sure that the fuel tank's full. And I went and I was expecting to have to put, I had about a quarter left in, and I was expecting to have to put about 90 quid in. And it was only 60 odd to fill it up. So 3/4 of a tank, 60 quid, and that's a big tank as well, that one. I was delighted. This year you'll be buying a new car too, Hadwick. Any car in mind? Any idea? What colour? You're going to buy an orange one as well. £133.90, is that to fill the car up? Oh, Steve, man, you're talking my language. Jess, if you're on, read Steve's comment. He's got a faux transit. Now your faux transit is your industry standard. Long wheelbase, top of the range, metallic grey paint, alloy wheels, heated seat. Oh, I used to do a little bit of work driving for an electrical company in Southport, and they had a Ford Transit long wheelbase. And you're right, it was just like driving a car, but massive. I loved driving one of them. Again, if I win the lottery, I'm going to buy a Ford Transit. 133.9, yeah. That's petrol per litre. What are we on? I drive a diesel, so it's a little bit more expensive, but not too bad. That's fairly good. That's a lot less than I thought it was, to be honest. An affordable one, yep. Sorry, Mandy, you don't drive. I can't. I have to put a car thing in the corner, won't I, for next time? Oh, where are we? Fuel. Premium diesel. Only buy premium diesel, you know. Not buying that cheap shit. £1.62 a litre. Yeah. But I only buy the premium one because it'll cost a little bit more every time I fill the tank up, but hopefully it means I won't have to rebuild the engine every 10 minutes. Hopefully. Gingers crossed. An affordable one with a big boot and heated seats. What more can you ask for? Yeah, a van, they are more difficult to park, but especially the Transit, they don't feel difficult to drive, to be honest. Yeah, go and case posh gaffs. And you get your gas in Belgium, it was €1.62 the litre tonight. Is that gasoline, petroleum? Petrol. I know diesel's a bit more expensive everywhere you go. It's about 10 pence more expensive per litre. 139.9 in Northern Ireland. It's crazy. There's a place in Ormskirk that I can go to where premium diesel is 152, and yet most of the places in Southport it's 162. So it's just, if I just drive 4 or 5 miles up the road, it's a lot cheaper. Crazy. Let everyone else chat. You're miles ahead with the bot. This is a tortoise in the hare kind of stuff going on. Yeah, we can talk about bikes or Fietsen. Oh, Euro 95, so it's petrol. Just 5% ethanol rather than the Euro 90. Much cleaner, much better. I've got to take mine in for a service at the end of the month, which I'm expecting to pay a bleeding fortune for. As the saying goes, there is nothing more expensive than a cheap Mercedes. But I don't care. I like it. I'm not spending money on wine, am I? So why not have a car that I like? And at some point, I'm going to try and buy myself a newer one if I can. I deserve it, don't I? Man, that you're not a bike. We know. It's only joshing, only jesting. Yeah, it is definitely the cheapest in the UK by the look of it. But obviously a pain in the arse to get to. You couldn't just, like Hadoik does, you can't just drive into Belgium because it's cheaper, or you can't just pop to Germany. Just getting there would be a pain. So we are a little bit stuck. But I don't mind. Like I think I've said before, when I went into the hospital, petrol was £1.93 a litre. And when I come out, I'm buying premium diesel and it's still 30 pence a litre cheaper. So to me, it doesn't feel like it's expensive. It just feels like it's good value. It's far less. 149 diesel there. Wow. Say 152 is about the cheapest I can find. That's in Ormskirk. Probably cheaper in some of the places in Liverpool, close to the town centres. A couple of really cheap ones, but well, I haven't been there since me and Jess went to see Noel Gallagher. Maybe I should have filled up there, shouldn't I? Instead, I'll remember that for next time. Plus, Costco has got really cheap fuel, as long as you've got a card. You got a Costco card, la? Well, we've done the other two, so let's have a look what Horace got up to on New Year's Eve. Unfortunately, there's no haiku. Oh, but Horace headed to the theatre. Look at him, bottom left. He's looking engrossed in whatever he's watching, isn't he? Fair play. When everyone was up to no good, he was at least being his normal, erudite self. Hoo-yah! Fair play, Horace. Culture. Bit of culture vulture. Yeah, got to go with the flow with the living crisis, definitely. Used to be cheaper in the Republic of Ireland, but not now, yeah. The Republic of Ireland appears to be extremely expensive for everything, doesn't it? Or is that just the headlines we get over here? In the Netherlands, petrol is about 20 cents more expensive than in Belgium. That's ridiculous, especially if you're doing quite a lot of kilometres every year. If you're constantly filling up, what you save can pay for, I don't know, a service. There's the petrol storage on the docks. I'm not sure. I know Stanlow Oil Refinery is just over the water on the Wirral. So I would think most of the petrol storage will be near there rather than our side of the water. Yeah, but that's where they refine a lot of the oil anyway, so you'd think it'd be cheap, wouldn't you? That's where it's bloody made. Do you know what? It could be the Rocky Horror Picture Show, couldn't it? You could be watching Callan. I'll ask him if that's the case, but yeah, it does look a little bit Rocky Horror, doesn't it? I like the fact that he looks proper engrossed in it, not checking his phone, not pissing around. And he needed some respite from Jeff. He needed to get away, and there's no way on earth Jeff was going to go to the theatre unless it was to assassinate someone to get Abraham Lincoln on their ass. Republic has got very expensive. Yeah, it's stupid as well. I know I've got mates who are from Dublin who just say it's pointless even thinking about doing anything in Dublin. You can't buy a house, you can't rent. It's gone ballistic. 110 to 140 kilometres per day just for work. That is stupid. But it needs to be done. And in doing so, you will have to go into Belgium to make sure that you're saving as much money as possible. Yeah, you're selling red diesel. We had a lot of problems with red diesel in Northern Ireland, funnily enough. People were forever getting arrested on the border. It's just crazy. Just for how much they can save by selling it. I almost went in for a job testing for stuff like that, stopping cars and trucks on the roadside. Glad I didn't actually, because I can imagine stopping someone and getting filled in. Like, get told the further away from the storage, the more it costs. Yeah. Well, in that case, I'm about 25 miles away from Stanlow. So yeah, explains why Liverpool's a little bit cheaper, I suppose. It is closer. You dip for it all the time. You have to be, just because of where Northern Ireland is. It's not the same as being somewhere in the UK. That difference between Northern Ireland and the Republic and the amount of money you can make around the border towns has to be checked. Only got it for your tractor, of course. Cougar ST, Ford Transit, and going to Massey Ferguson. I bet Massey Ferguson, big beast of a tractor. I was looking on the civil service job site actually. I keep getting notifications from them. There's loads of jobs going with the forestry services, national trust, not national trust. I can't remember, but the marine biological survey and things. And I think all these jobs I would love to do, but I just haven't got the qualifications or the experience. But I wouldn't mind that, just working in a forest, pissing about, wearing, boots, going for a walk every day. Haunches are up, be right back. Okay, had a week. Enjoy the walk. Happy pee break. Yeah, but the biological survey, marine biological survey. I can't dive. I haven't got an aqua lung. But there's loads of jobs out there, interesting things that people could do. I need to up my game, don't I? Either win the lottery or up my game. It's weird we haven't had any notifications of people getting done for red diesel in Merseyside for a while. And you think it'd be just the kind of place where it'd happen, because obviously it's a really shady city, isn't it, for stuff like that. But no, nothing. Plenty of farms around. You get seasick, you are seasick, Steve. He's changed his name, hasn't he? Now that he's discovered calms, he is just Steve again now. I like him. I like the fact that it's all an act, and people are starting to lose their mind over it. Well, he's not actually a hobo. Of course not. In the same way that David Bowie wasn't actually from Mars. His name wasn't Ziggy. Just, it's an act, and he does it very well. And he seems a decent lad as well. Yeah, I can picture with a banjo as well. Sitting in the tailgate of the transit. Jackie, you got to go to bed. 4:30 comes early. Yeah, of course it does. Bloody hell, 4:30. That's normally the time I have to get up and go for a pee, but I always go back to bed at that point. So if you're getting up, fair play to you. Thank you very, very much for turning up. I appreciate that, I really do. Lovely to see you in the chat as always. Sleep well, and Velterustin on Hadweek's behalf. Yeah, lovely to see you. And let us know when you sort yourself out on Instagram, and let us know when you get the car. We want to see pictures of it. We want to see your orange whip, man. At that point, I needed a John Candy picture, didn't I? 4 orange whips. Do you remember that from the Blues Brothers? Orange whip, 4 orange whips. John Candy. The world needs more John Candies. Far more of them. Watching Uncle Buck the other week when that was on. Boss film. Just noticed my arm's cold, and then I opened the window, didn't I? I had to do that. I did this 2 or 3 weeks ago. We had the stream, I had the window open, and then I was sat watching the telly, sat lying on my bed rather, watching the telly, and thinking, why is it so cold in here? And then I just clicked in my head. I had the window open. Did I shut it or not? Come over, had a look. The window was wide open. It was blowing a hoolie outside, rain going sideways. And I think, shit, no wonder I'm freezing me paps off here. So, closed it and it soon warmed up. Yeah, John Candy, what a top fella he was. Absolutely everything he was in, he was fantastic. And Uncle Buck, that is an absolutely classic film. Same as Planes, Trains and Automobiles and things like that. Just, he's brilliant. We need more John Candys. We need more jolly fat men. Oh, that stream the other day, by the way, the New Year stream, jeez. 3.5 hours, and I got about 30 watch hours, I think it was, which was crazy. So I can see how people that really do the 4 or 5 hour streams all the time, no wonder they make up so many hours. Angie must be absolutely heaving with the amount of hours she does. Cray. Yeah, Stripes, the mud wrestling scene. In fact, the whole of Stripes, what a great film that is. I've not watched that in such a long time. Did I buy that? I have to check on my Google. No, I didn't. Shite. I went through a stage of every month or so, I would buy myself a classic film just to make sure that I've always got it. I can always stream it whenever I feel like. Things like Stir Crazy, Animal House, Blazing Saddles, Silver Streak, Gregory's Girl. Love that film. Arthur. High Anxiety, Mel Brooks. The Man Who Would Be King. Michael Caine and Sean Connery, what a film that is. The Commitments, I need to watch that again. The Man with Two Brains. Slapshot, I remember that. Paul Newman, the ice hockey film. With Nail and I. Yeah. I think Stripes, I'll have to try and buy Stripes if I can. That's one of those films that I used to watch when I was 15 or 16 and I loved it. That's why you're here. Right. Oh, is that the jolly fat man, is it, Steve? Man, you need to watch it. If you do watch it, make sure that when it's on, it's not an ITV4 or something added on, and it was on at about 6 o'clock in the early evening, and it was cut to ribbons, and you can't watch it until after 9 o'clock. You've got to watch it after 9 o'clock, obviously, for the car rental scene alone. Arthur, yeah, the OG, obviously. Yeah, it's an absolutely amazing film. That's if you remember Susan from Las Vegas, who occasionally jumps in on these. That's one of the films that me and her used to speak about years ago. No one else in our little community that we had at the time knew what the film was at all. And me and her were like, what, are you crazy? You don't know this film? So we just start quoting little lines at each other, pissing ourselves, and then What are you laughing at? Why are you two chatting away in on Twitter? The film's fucking brilliant, that's why. I mean, Dudley Moore. How can anyone not love Dudley Moore? There was a fella who used to come in our pub who looked like him. Little fella, dark hair, alky. Bit like Dudley Moore. But I said, you're a bit like him but not as good, so I nicknamed him Dudley Less. And it stuck with him for years, and I think he actually quite liked it. He felt good with that. Yeah, the triplets and Slapshot, they're absolutely superb. I think two of them were actual ice hockey players as well, weren't they? Genuine NHL ice hockey players. But oh, that is absolutely amazing. What a great film. The Commitments is just like being in a band. We'll have to watch that this week, because what a great film that is. Brother Rabbit. And if you like The Commitments, you also have to watch The Snapper and The Van, which is part of the Barrytown trilogy with The Commitments. Roddy Doyle. The Van especially is one of my favourite films of all time. What a stupidly funny film that is. Especially the Jerry McCarthy scene. The fellow went to get his dole. What's your name? Jerry McCarthy. You're not Jerry McCarthy. So yeah, I'm Jerry McCarthy. I'm Jerry McCarthy. My dad was Jerry McCarthy. I've got 6 cousins who are Jerry McCarthys. Now give us me money, otherwise me and the rest of the Jerry McCarthys would have come round and knock shite at you. Genius, I love it. I need a good eyesight to see those glasses. They did. That just... It's a good film anyway, Slapshot, actually. It's a good sort of social commentary on what it's like to reach just beyond your peak and be trying to, like Paul Newman in it. He was past his peak, but he's still trying to hold on to that little bit of youth and how good he was. And trying to push that team beyond where they were capable of going. And so then 3 lads come in who were absolutely mental. Yeah, I love that. What a great film. I think I bought that 2 years ago when I watched it on the night I bought it, and then haven't got round to watching it again since. The same as, what else did I buy? I have to go on Amazon Prime for this one now. I bought something the other day and I've still not got round to watching it. A Field in England. Ever see that one? It's a Ben Wheatley film with the glorious Michael Smiley, Northern Ireland chum. Fantastic. It was Tyres in Spaced. Rhys Shearsmith, all in black and white, all in fields in England, and it's like a bad trip, but really atmospheric. I'll have to get around to watching that again. I've only seen it once. Riff Raff as well, Ken Loach. And Everton, Howard's Way. One of the most important things in my life. Absolutely stunningly glorious. That time at Everton during the mid-80s when I was a youth growing up, listening to all the fantastic music that's on there, watching Everton win all the time. It's just, every time I watch it, it takes me back to those days. Such a lovely, again, a cultural snapshot of what things were like in the mid-80s. Yeah, sorry man, I didn't see that. Take my hand. That would leave you with only one. Bossville. Have you seen The Van, by the way? The Commitments, I think, was that the first or the... I think actually the Commitments might have been the third in the trilogy. The Snapper was, yeah, sorry Arthur, yeah. Yeah, my brain's going a bit crazy tonight. I'm going to have to watch Arthur as well, aren't I? And then give Susan a message through Twitter and just say, guess what I'm watching? Don't you hate Perry's wife? Yeah, if you're into the commitment, watch The Snapper and The Van. The Van is brilliant. Around the time of Euro 90. Was it Euro? No, World Cup. Was it World Cup 90? It was, wasn't it? World Cup 90. Um, Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Based around the footy, but it wasn't. It's based around a chip van. Anything that's got Cole Meany in it, well worth watching. You haven't seen it? There's another two films there is. The Snapper is obviously the Snapper's a kid, whippersnapper. It's about a young girl who ends up getting pregnant. Cole Meany is the dad in that again, obviously. The van, someone who's out of work buying a chip van and catering for people, and it's just stupid. That's where you start off as that's the theory behind the film. This is what we're going to have. We're going to have someone who's a pregnant girl, or we're going to have something about selling chips in a van, and yet they are amazing films. Yeah, they're all part of the Barrytown trilogy. If you buy the book, which I've got in the house somewhere, there's all three books in one. Just read one after the other. The books are a lot more dark than the films, but worth watching. If you get a chance, if you like The Commitment, it's written by the same fella. And it's the same style, absolutely hilarious. It's 86, 87. You were the second away fan in Goodison that season, yeah. It is a lifetime ago. 86, 87, we won the league, of course. It's the second time I've seen us hold the league trophy aloft at Goodison. 86, 87, we won it, didn't we, at Carrow Road, I think it was. Pat Van Den Hauwe scored. Yeah, and that was apparently the trip home. I think Adrian Heath was talking about it in that film. I've just mentioned Howard's Way. The trip home from Norwich on the coach, they were saying drive a bit more slowly because we want this trip to last. Everyone was on the ale. Howard kind of was smoking a cigar in the front of the team bus, and he was surrounded by his players, and he said that's what I remember him best as. Happy, we just won the league, he's got all his players around him. He was like a pig in shit. Wonderful. I heard something about Twin Town, but I can't remember what it was. Twin Town, I mentioned it on New Year's Eve. That's a great film, based around Swansea, I think it was. Rhys Ifans and Clear Evans. Rhys Ifans, you see a bit more of him than you really want to. Him and his brother are naked in the bath together, talking about the FA Cup and the reason why some teams have a triangular corner flag rather than a square one. It's worth watching. Really funny as well, Twin Town. Might be the anniversary. It might well be. That is I love that. Makes Wales look very chaotic, but I suppose at that time, that part of Wales, that part of Northern England, that part of the Midlands would have all been chaotic, but funny. Pretty shitty city. Which is why it makes for good film. The same as London. Parts of London ridiculously expensive, and some parts are stupidly violent and horrible and run down, which makes for a nice juxtaposition and great films. In it though, fam. Right, that's fucking freezing that now. Cold Ale Grey. It's a sin, as the Pet Shop Boys sang. That's South Wales for you. Yep. Of course you're biased. I mean, let's face it, South Wales hasn't got what North Wales has got. It's just not the same. It isn't. They might have the valleys and what have you, but it's just not the same. Our section's better. I say that as an ex-citizen of Wrexham, of course. I can get away with saying that. It is not grim up north. Oh, I'm starting to feel a bit tired now, though. So I think I start tidying up the sitch. We like North Wales. that journey from the M56 and then going up the coast to Llandudno. That is a fantastic drive, that. So pretty. All the castles that you go past. That castle that's built into the rock looks absolutely incredible. Looks like it's been photoshopped in there, but you're driving past it live. It's mad. Yeah, you as well, Mandy, of course. The main attraction in North Wales. Never mind the castles or the falls. It's you. Here we go, goch. Even Jeff's trying to join in and say it. Yeah, but yeah, just that clearing up and getting ready to disappear back in the front room. I think I deserve an alcohol-free red wine, don't I? Plus, I'm expecting a phone call off Jess. Can you pick us up? We're all drunk. Although she doesn't speak with a Scouse accent because she's a fucking wool. You have to drive at 20 miles an hour in Wales. You do in the built-up areas, don't you? Anywhere that there's people that live, but most of it, because Wales, a lot of Wales is completely empty, so you don't need to drive slow anyway. Some of them are 60 miles an hour. There's the Black Mountain Pass and things like that. No one lives anywhere near there. You're not doing 20 mile an hour around there. That's where the UK I'm a Celebrity was filmed. That means I'm going to have to take Jess there one of these days, aren't I? She loves that. Loves I'm a Celebrity and loved it when you were filming it in Wales. I have to take her in and show her. This is where it was. Not even a real castle. Not a proper one. Not an OG castle. But there's loads in North Wales. Loads of proper old school castles. And yeah, there'll be people all over North Wales sat at home watching the TV when just round the corner from where they live there is real history. Beautiful history. Oh, did you manage to watch the Bob Mortimer and Paul Whitehouse? To Gone Fishing? Because that was utterly stunning as well. It's a proper folly, it is. Right, so it's not a castle, it's a folly, right? And there is a difference. There is a difference. How do we? Welcome back. Dogs all sorted? Yep, Steve. I had a look at that. You did, Mandy, yeah. Wasn't it gorgeous? Absolutely stunning where they went to. That Queen Mary place, I had a look at that. It's available to rent. You can hire the place out, and it's between I think £280 and £400 per night, depending on when you go, which sounds fairly expensive, but I think you can fit quite a few people in there. So if you shared it between you, it'd be okay. That I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. Short walk with Legolas and a long one with Arwen. It's stormy. Ah, well, as long as they went out and they were DP'd, as Mandy said. As long as they're DP'd and happy, then sorted. They're both asleep and you and Drachia have moved to bed as well. That sounds very, very wise. Job done. Animals happy, animals asleep. Get your feet up, get settled. Chilled. What it's all about. Yeah, I think by the look of it, it looks pretty stormy out there tonight as well, so it must all be part of the same weather front. PMA weekend away. We'll have to do that if the lotto ever comes in. Get everyone together in one place and then have a laugh, have fun. Do a live stream. Oh, how horrible would that be? Everyone just sat round in a semicircle and someone in the middle sat in front of them, pretending to do bear shit. Grim there tonight. Yeah, I think it looks as though the whole of the UK must be underwater. What's the weather forecast like? UK weather map. Yeah, it looks like there's rain absolutely everywhere. Well, not everywhere. No, I tell a lie. The south is rain-free, apart from Plymouth, Peterborough and Norwich. Yeah, there's rain there. Cardiff and Pembroke. And then, obviously, York, Manchester, Liverpool, Kendal, Newcastle, up to Scotland, there's just rain everywhere then. But I'm assuming it's the same weather front that'll be over Netherlands as well. Storm Henk. I do believe it would be. You'd think twice about taking the piss out of someone if they sat near you. Steve, no, mate, I wouldn't. As anyone who really knows me in real life will tell you. No. And it's always done with love and affection, so it's never taken to heart. But no, proper take the piss out of anyone. That's how you're brought up. Plus, I'm a big lad as well, so people tend to not get annoyed with me because they're worried in case they turn around and smack them. I don't do anything like that, obviously. Had a week. Your father's name is Henk. But he didn't name the storm after him. How do you know? It might have been after him. I think my dad ended up recording a song with a couple of people. I think they were called Duo Topaz in Enschede. Henk and Henny, was it? Loads of Henks were musicians when we were over there. And yet my dad, like a fucking lunatic, ended up recording a song on an album. Because that's what he does. He also appeared live on Dutch football TV doing a Tommy Cooper impression. You were thinking about Mandy, right? So I would have to run. Yeah. I'd have to be careful taking the piss out of Mandy. You would have to be, actually. Don't annoy them Welsh birds, la. They take no shit. He's not a stormy person. Fair enough. Laid back, chilled. As we should be. Same as myself. I'm still hoping that we get a hurricane at some point that's named Higgins. I'd love to see that. Hurricane Higgins destroys Belfast. And just, because that's what Alex Higgins used to do when he was on the ale. It'd be a good obituary for him. Yeah, but it's time to finish up, I think. I'm starting to feel it slightly. So what happens when you end up tired? I fell asleep about 4 times on the sofa today. For no reason, because I've done nothing, apart from a little bit of driving. But yeah, I am expecting a phone call from Jess, being taxi daddy yet again. So, hopefully next time, I am going to try and move it to a Wednesday and Sunday, so I've got a little bit of time in between. But for Sunday, I will try and schedule it as quickly as possible and not leave it till the last minute. So I apologise for that. That's me just being an absolute dick. But for the time being...
That's all we've got time for this evening, so it's good night from me.
And it's good night from him. Good night. Good night.
And that's that. Wel te rusten. See you later. Ta-ra.